think I'm playing with you? I show up. I know where Who Kids stay. I know where you stay. I know where all y'all stay.
Not everyone deserves access to you. Some people will drain you, and some people will distract you. Some people don't even belong in your future. Protect your peace. Distance equals self-respect. Subscribe if protecting your energy is part of your growth. Not everyone.
What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing?
More comparisons.
Yeah.
But if that era was today, do you feel like MJ could guard you?
Hell no. No.
I don't ask no questions yet. I'm trying to put an order in. McDonald's. Yes, sir.
What's on the menu tonight?
Hold on. I got one more thing. McChickens.
You suck!
Wait for number one. Going into those next 4 games against teams in the similar spots beside you in the table.
Where you from, Jim?
Ireland.
I like your accent. It's tough.
So,
I want to learn how to talk like that. But ask your question again. I was too much listening to your accent.
Not because she cute, though. She was twerking? Hold on, pull that up.
Oh my God.
What is that?
They're like on islands.
Hey everybody, my name is Keith, and I make the Slot Grill. Here's a portable barbecue grill that folds flat for easy storage, but they're able to be assembled super fast with no tools. Let me show you how it's done. Just pull these off here. Set them to the side. You have 2 handles. We'll put those together here in a minute. Set all your parts over here. So now we have 2 ends. These 2 ends have 2 slots in them. The 2 slots are where the 2 tabs on this one side piece go. So 2 tabs go into the 2 slots. You can hear the quality and the materials as I'm assembling this. Thick stuff. Now we have the other side. Has 1 tab, 3 tabs down here. These 3 tabs on the bottom and the 2 tabs on the sides go into the ends. It's locked together, really sturdy. Now you just take your top, place it up here, and you're ready to start cooking. You want to store your bolts? If I can find it, here we go. Right down here. Convenient storage. And I have the 2 handles. These 2 handles you can use to lift the cooking surface up and set it down here. And you can load your tray full of all the charcoal and place it back on top. Or you can lift it up, manipulate your coals, or you could lift it up and add more coals. I make them right here in Southeast Texas. My name is Keith. If you click the link below, you can go ahead and get one. I'll ship it right to your door. Hey everybody, my name is Keith, and I make the slot grill. It is a portable barbecue.
Juice me up, OJ.
Let's watch YouTube.
I smell pussy, he can't even defend himself, he weak as fuck. My nephew can't wait until I take on to the range to shoot shit up. My bitch don't smile or say a word, I like her, cause she rude as fuck. My college play keep acting scary, I told that nigga to loosen up. Big money keep buying guns, he got more weapons than APD. Shooting at watermelons in the country with the M&P. Having bags of purple heart, I'm online till like 5G. My emo shooter love to slide on niggas, bumping R&B. Send me up the road, I'm running shit, I'm buying all the shanks. Big money, a mathematician, I be glitching all the bank. Fictitious license, we just keep the info, but we switch the face. Ridiculous ammo, don't the man, can't let no bullets go to waste. Conspicuous with the F and scar, I make a nigga fall from grace. Meticulous with the scheming shit, give me a pro, I make it shake. Anonymous with my IP, better nigga can't get my location. Anonymous for the hang. Played in Hades, gonna be your location. I'm dominant, so she do whatever I say. I make sure that she straight. I'm prominent. When I slide through, they gon' treat me like the head of state. It's obvious, I'm a plug. I can drop a nigga a couple plates. Insomnia, I can't sleep because I need that bag. I cannot wait. I smell pussy. He can't even defend himself. He weak as fuck. My nephew can't wait until I take on to the range to shoot shit up. My bitch don't smile or say a word. I like her, cause she rude as fuck. My college play keep acting scary. I told that nigga to loosen up. Big money keep buying guns, he got more weapons than APD. Shooting at watermelons in the country with the M&P. Having bags of purple heart, I'm online till like 5G. My emo shooter love to slide on niggas, bumping R&B.
Like why?
There's 2 ways of releasing frustration, mating and fighting. So he's gonna take one of those.
He did get that kind of that look in his eye and started growling at me low. And when I did correct it, he got more aggressive.
I'm
put my hand on the kennel door and closed it, and as I closed his door, he charged me.
The best thing that we knew to do was to call a vet. His best advice with a dog that's like that was to go ahead and put him down.
This is not behavior you can play with. You know, this is a big dog, and he could do damage. I was doing my normal routine a couple months ago. He charged me, and 0 to 10. It's the only warning you have is the eye. The eye, it's, you know.
Glare.
Right. The whole reason I got him was I wanted a bird dog so I could train to retrieve, and he's been wonderful. I mean, he retrieves wonderfully for me.
Is he neuter?
No, he is not.
When did he had his last mating ritual?
Now, he hasn't been bred.
The rage that you're mentioning is very related to dogs who are frustrated from the lack of mating. There's two ways of releasing frustration: mating and fighting. So he's going to take one of those.
Okay.
But because he's in such a high level of rage, mating him will be like nurturing that. So it's two choices: you redirect the behavior, or you block the behavior, meaning you confront the behavior.
Okay.
So that's what he needs. He needs a
Right.
confrontation. Somebody have to put him in the place.
Yes.
The goal, since you're saying that you would like to not breed him due to the rage, is to, once we remove more testosterone, put him in a more submissive state, then we can neuter him. Otherwise, neutering him right now will do no good.
Right, okay.
So he needs the confrontation, and then confrontations every day until you
Right.
feel very comfortable. Once he's in a good state, then you can neuter him.
Okay.
All right?
Before meeting Dan, Caesar asks for a jar filled with vinegar.
So sock it in. Normally people don't challenge dogs to their nose, so we're gonna come out with a smell of vinegar. The wind was a little bit against us, so he didn't pick up on it, from far away, which would be ideal. All right. Yeah, so it's the warning growl. Oh yes, it's definitely very powerful growl. Nevertheless, he got to smell a little bit, so we get to introduce a different scent and practice a different energy, practice a different strategy, and there was a lot of patience involved. So what he's doing is just based on pure eyes and ears.
Right.
See how his brain right now is being controlled. There you go, that's right.
Yeah.
When he gets distracted, he just back away, and I just kind of take it.
Here, when the arms go past the face.
When I was watching Caesar walk in, to be honest with you, I was quite concerned as to how the dog was going to react to Caesar's entrance.
I had confidence. I wasn't too worried. I just wanted to watch and pay attention and learn and watch him, so then I could go in and do the same.
Oliver Tree, TV.
Now notice that it took a little while for him to go into a So what we saw was more that he was coming from an eye and ear kind of conversation, not the nose. That's why I waited a little longer for him to see, okay, this human wants to introduce himself, nose and energy. So that for me to wait and open the door and show him that I'm not backing away, eventually he realized that I'm not here to do anything else except to claim. You know, and I didn't move directly to the food. You know, I moved somewhere else, meaning I went after environment before object, or in this case, food.
Okay.
So environment, I move in, took over.
Okay.
You know, Now, have you tried to feed him outside the kennel?
Yes, we did. We fed him on the back porch. It was after this happened. We're like, okay, maybe it's a kennel thing, right? Well, so we took him on the back porch, and you know, he same reaction. Same reaction. It was with the bowl.
So if I go in there with the ball in there, you think we are gonna trigger that reaction?
No, you know, usually not. Not if you're holding on to it. Usually no.
Right.
If you have
Once
it.
in the ground.
Right.
Once it's in the ground, then okay.
Once it's in his area, then that's when he usually turns.
All right, so I'm gonna.
Caesar enters the kennel with Dan's food to set the stage for the next step in his rehabilitation.
There you go. So obviously this movement is creating excitement. I want to get him into a high level of excitement because I want to challenge him at that level. That's how we're going to bring him down.
Right.
You know. So now I'm going to put it down. Right, and then I'm going to walk away, which that's what you normally do, right? Okay. And then I'm going to come back and claim it. And they say, okay, release. There you go.
Having intentionally recreated the scenario that provokes Dan's aggression, Caesar re-enters the kennel with a tennis racket he can use for protection from an attack.
Now that combination of empowering himself in the food and not being able to mate since it's not neuter, it can lead him to be frustrated and release it while feeding time because he gets really powerful. He gets, you know, food and mating, that's the two times where dogs will kill each other. So that's just the lingering rage, okay? You have to let him drain it. There you go. Very good. Now you have to present this also as a playful source, not just as a source where you become empowered, also as a source of affection.
Okay.
So it represents two things.
It's about to be
Sitting
going
there
to find
kinda
out.
holding our breath, watching behind the scenes, and absolutely amazed at how it went.
Look.
Let them
So I can
find out
come in.
if COVID is real or not.
You know what I mean? So I'm creating a strategy and an energy that he's learning to surrender to. This is the beauty of Labradors versus German Shepherds versus Rottweilers.
Right.
The Labradors, they will show you the same power, but they don't stay there as long.
Right.
Stay. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. After challenging Dan in his kennel, I said, you know what, he has a little bit too much physical energy. So I think we should work him just to drain some of that, because
Okay.
that's why it's taking so long to give it up, which I don't care.
Right.
Good boy. Good boy. So can we see you working?
Yeah, that's fine.
All right.
E-collars have long been used to train field dogs to retrieve because it allows the
99
trainer
to
to
get-
communicate from far away. Shelley sets Dan's e-collar on a low setting to guide him through their work sessions.
Dan came to her, she put the collar, Dan was happy. That's very important, you know, that he doesn't, whenever you put a tool on a dog, it's best he feels comfortable. This is a perfect example for a dog that have used e-collar for dog training, but they don't know how to use it for behavior modification.
Shelley uses another training tool, the dummy launcher, to shoot targets far into the distance.
Sit. Sit. Sit.
To shoot targets far into the distance.
Sit. Sit. Heel.
It was a treat to see them, both of them working.
Sit. Boy, heel.
It became a very constructive way of draining his energy. And then you get to see Shelley, the kind of work she has put on him. And it was just a beauty seeing, you know, Shelley controlling this powerful Labrador.
Although Shelley didn't need to use the e-collar during her workout session with Dan, Caesar asked to keep it on when they returned to the kennel.
If Dan wasn't sure, I would never, ever, ever do a behavior modification with the e-collar. It won't help. Do you get vibration? Dan will already be seen as a negative thing, so he knows we did it.
It makes a sound on his collar. Using the collar was a big surprise to me. You know, I've heard a lot that it can make them more aggressive in that when they're already in that state of mind. And so that was like the farthest thing from my mind.
And so just like dog training, timing is very important. You know, how can the dog relate it to something positive? Is this e-collar is going to relate it for you to hurt me or for me to understand not to go to a certain area or not to chase certain smell or not to chase certain sight, you know? And that's pretty much what you did. That's why the dog trusts her. See it in there. Timing is important, intensity is important, and then weight. I say 1, 2, max. Never go beyond 2. Watch out. What I told Shelley is you have 3 choices already: the racket, no racket, the e-collar with the racket. I mean, you can combine all of this. It's just like a combination plate, you know? It's just you have all of that. At the end, you have to do it with nothing. So at the end, what I want is that my energy tells him to go into a, you know, healthy state or great state.
Right.
But when they get that far, when they get, like you said, from 0 to 10,
Right.
which he did, we need tools. And then tools like the racket or the e-collar help us just to help him to calm down. Because we feel that we can actually do something about it,
Right.
you know?
Yeah.
It's like we are going in the mouth of a lion with no shield.
All right.
So let's do it again. This time is your turn.
Okay.
Right. That's it.
Thank you.
Okay. So I'm just gonna walk in.
Yeah.
Holding the food.
You do your thing.
And I'll set it down, and when he starts growling,
Boom.
quit.
You want the eye contact because you
I do
want...
want the eye
Yeah, oh,
contact.
yes. You
Okay.
want him to believe that your eye contact has power now.
Okay.
Because before your eye contact had fearful power,
Okay.
right? So now you're giving your eye contact strong power.
Okay.
And then, oh, when she looks at me that way, it's like you changing the way he was treating you,
Right.
right? But you're treating him with non-aggression. This is just, you can't bark at me. You know what I mean? How dare you, right?
Right.
But it's a dominant eye contact that you're giving. You're not giving an aggressive eye contact like
Okay.
the way he was giving you.
Okay.
So you're
Okay.
turning the tables around. That's all.
And you
That's-
just tapped it once.
that's
Just
all.
once, and
You
that's
saw
it.
it. You did that.
Yeah.
It took a little while for him to realize, what do I do now? And then he just walked away. And then what I did was go over the plate and claim the plate. And then you practice 5 seconds. 10 seconds of being in the top of the plate. That's what he does.
Uh-huh.
He practiced
Right.
being in the top of the plate. So now you're gonna practice being in the top of the plate without the whole growling. You're just being calm about it. This is the food that I bought for you. So it's a perfect time to, if you want to be disappointed of the behavior, but it have to come out as dominance.
Okay.
It can come out as anger. Anger is
Right.
not discipline.
Right. All right.
Sorry, let me move.
Sit. Lay.
There. That's it. Then you, all the way. There you go. Then you relax. You forget about him.
Okay.
Yeah. But you can have those thoughts.
Right.
You know what I mean? But because at that time, he have to go into study you. What just happened here? You know, what just happened here?
Right.
And then he is gonna go into, okay, she's ignoring me, but I'm sensing certain energy from her. So what he have to go is to look at you and then, okay, she is now on the top of the food.
Right.
But she's not angry, she's not
Okay,
tense,
that's
she's
pretty
not
cool.
nervous, she's not, go for
But-
it, that's fine. That's fine. Trust.
Right.
Right? She have to be able also to come to the food. We don't want him to stop eating. We just don't want him to practice that state of mind. He can practice submission all day long.
Gotcha.
There you go, again. Just the fact that he's coming back and eating right next to both of us, which we both did the exercise, and he's feeling comfortable and coming and eat, you know. So that tells you that we didn't kill the spirit.
Gotcha.
So we're just saying, look, I don't want you to be afraid of me coming to the food. I don't want to take, I brought you the food, buddy.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yes, I
You don't have to
do.
worry about me.
Right.
Worry about the ants.
I'm happy to know that I have the instrument in my house. I already had it, you know. I have it. Now I was shown how to use it and use it properly.
That's right. This is the kind of a human being that can totally do great as a behaviorist, because she has no fear whatsoever.
Optimus just came in and went after my hand. So my whole entire hand went inside his mouth. He didn't hold on and try to rip my hand apart. He just went and gave me a nervous touch. That was a perfect time for Mr. John to do something about it. Relax. If he bites, this is what you gotta do. That's a good touch, perfect touch. You gotta follow him, follow him. Now relax. There you go, there you go. Right there, then you walk away. Stop. Good. Very good, that was a good choice right there. Very good. There you go, that's what I'm talking about.
There you go.
You saw the
Very
difference?
good.
The way Mr. John performed today, good. There you go, there you go. Right there, then you walk away. Stop. Good.
He was waiting for his whole life for this moment.
More cowboy than you. I swear that I'm working class through and through.
He was waiting for his whole life for this moment.
More cowboy than you. I swear.
And I say, hello, Satan. I believe it is time to go. Me and the devil.
Boss man says this morning, he says, hey, you think maybe you could go one day without fucking up? I said, absolutely, boss man. I said, let's start that tomorrow though, because I'm not sure that Today's fuck up's already been penciled in. Boss man says this morning, he says,
Erase that.
Lady, are you crazy? Whoa,
Erase
lady.
that or I'll punch the fuck out of you.
Hey, lady, you're crazy.
Erase
Lady. Lady. Fucking move, bitch. Fucking no, you can't hit me. 911. Yeah, call her. Fucking move, bitch. Fucking no, you can't hit me. 911. Yeah, call them. You hit me. I got your.
Erase that.
this is why This is why WNBA players get hate. During her camp in the Philippines, Sabrina Ionescu would get matched up against a Filipino high schooler. This kid would proceed to lock her up, even stealing the ball with ease, which began to make Sabrina very angry because the same moves she used in the WNBA didn't work against the kid. Eventually, it got to a point where she elbowed the high schooler and crashed out. This is why WNBA players...
So you went back in there and paid for a candy that she had already walked out the store with?
Yeah, she stole.
Why would you do that? I would never do something like that. I would just leave.
It's called integrity.
So you went back in there and...
Takers always recognize givers. Boom. The hardest thing for me to do was to set boundaries and say no. And this is the year that I've been putting the energy back into myself for the first time in my life.
Hey, bro.
I've been really putting energy into me. Like I take salt baths at night. Like I do the things that it take for me to heal. I ain't talking about going get a pedicure and manicure. That's just maintenance. I'm talking about really soul searching with yourself, getting with yourself, sitting alone with yourself and working through them psychological traumas, emotional traumas, that type of shit. So you don't be triggered when you somewhere.
Amen.
Because everybody faking living a facade, everybody's suffering on the inside. Takers always recognize givers.
Boom.
The hardest thing for me to do was to set boundaries and say no.
Wouldn't that be great if aliens came to this planet and they were black? And they got here and they were like, yo, we so happy we found this planet because we left all these black people here. Came to get them. Bring them back home to their home planet. Planet black. But you pronounce it black. All the black people over here be like, yeah, we want to go back home to the planet black. Go to Africa and talk to the Africans, and the Africans are like, come on, we are going to come as well. 2 days later, a ship 3 times the size of North America shows up. Nothing on TV for 2 weeks straight except black people rolling up transporters with their suitcases, partying. We leaving. Y'all can't come. That last black guy. more black people. Fat white girls be crying.
Get off of me!
I know. Something might be changing.
Deontay!
Today in sports, the New York Knicks beat the Boston Celtics 15-13 in an overtime nail-biter. And in tragic sporting news, there will be no NFL. Wouldn't that be great if aliens came to this planet and they were black? And they got here and they were like, yo.
So you remember when the Humvees overseas, we had the rings, the Modus up on top? My program is the one that take the Modus on one side, and then we could have on the other side the minigun on one ring. They don't do that stuff. And DeWalt batteries to shoot the miniguns. Here's a minigun. You had to look at these giant batteries to do this stuff. And I said, why don't you just make us snap a battery and then shoot? You don't have to have wires or anything. Just have it a plug and play. And then I take that battery off and grab some more batteries and stick those in charging or whatever, and always have them on standby, not one wire.
That was you.
So Shep said, I want you to build these things that we can deploy overseas to do this, to make these weird additions and modify stuff for guys overseas in combat. And I said, okay. So how much money do I have? He said, well, there's no money for that kind of a program. It's just a new program. Just see what we can do. And I says, well, how many people can help you do this? And he says, well, it's just you. I was like, okay, so I'm alone and I have no money. Within 6 months after he told me that, we were deployed in Afghanistan with 12 systems. I had $10 million and I had 30 people trained. Damn, Chris. So you remember when the Humvees overseas, we had the rings, the Modus up on top? My program is the one that take the Modus on one side, and then we could have on the other side the minigun on one ring. They don't do that stuff. And DeWalt batteries to shoot the miniguns. Here's a minigun. You had to
If you look at someone like an Elon Musk, they never even take a salary, these people.
Elon Musk is interesting. He chose to get paid not in salary. That's because you are taxed, not on your income. You are taxed based on your taxable income. And so what Elon Musk did is when he was building Tesla, he negotiated with investors and the board that I want to get paid not with a salary, I want to get paid with stock options. And he was awarded these Tesla stock options at about $6 a share, which means if the Tesla stock goes up to $7 a share, he could sell the stock option for $6 and profit $1 for each stock option. He was given millions and millions and millions of these stock options. And so now when the Tesla stock goes up to $100 a share, he is rich on paper. He doesn't have any money in his bank. He hasn't gotten a salary, so he has no taxable income because he hasn't actually received any money. But if he sold that stock, he would have $94 of income. Now you have a tax because you have taxable income. So instead what he does is he goes to the bank and he says, hey bank, I have these millions and millions of stock options that are worth billions of dollars. Would you like to loan me $1 million, $10 million? No bank is going to say no. Now he has $10 million in his bank account, but it's not an income. It's debt. Debt is not taxed. So now he gets this $10 million of loans that he can spend to buy a house, to buy a car, to buy food, to buy vacations, to buy whatever you want.
To buy Twitter.
To buy Twitter and pay no money in taxes. And it's 100% legal.
If you look at someone like an Elon Musk, they never even take a salary, these people.
I remember a time Beans had his clothing line, state property. We used to get clothes, boxes of state property. So I was looking at state property and said, manufactured by Rockaway. So I'm telling him as a brother, yo bro, check your contracts and all that, make sure everything right. Like, cause I see it's manufactured by Rockaway. I don't think Rockaway was making their own clothes. So how they making your clothes? He looked at me. This is when I knew me and Beans the relationship wasn't the same. Cause he was like, yo, it sound like you hating on me, fam. And I'm like, what you mean? He like, yo, if Jay your man like you say, why you ain't got no record label? Why you ain't got no clothing line? Dang, my man, he taking care of me, all this. And I'm like, I feel you, but you know why I don't have those things? Because my bro would never exploit my ideas for him to make a bag. Damn. That's what you need to realize. They're taking your idea. And then when he came home from jail, what he said? They ain't worth me $2 million. I remember a time Beans had his clothing line, state property. We used to get clothes, boxes of state property. So I was looking at state property and said, manufactured by Rockaway. So I'm telling him as a brother, yo bro, check your contracts and all that, make sure everything right. Like, cause I see it's manufactured by Rockaway. I don't think Rockaway was making their own clothes. So how they making your clothes? He looked at me. This is when I knew me and Beans the relationship wasn't the same. Cause he was like, yo, it sound like you hating on me, man. And I'm like, what you mean? He like, yo, if Jay your man, like you say, why you ain't got no record label? Why you ain't got no clothing line? Dang, my man, he taking care of me, all this. And I'm like, I feel you, but you know why I don't have those things? Because my bro would never exploit my ideas for him to make a bag. Damn. That's what you need to realize. They're taking your idea.
Back in the day, we was hopping in butts and riding stolen. My bitch spray better, my wrist out the muscle is better. Fist per K, I smoke on the face, green diamonds, I fucked up my bladder. Back in the day.
Can you go directly into the Army and say, hey, I want to be a Ranger? Because you're talking about becoming this Army Ranger, which we know it's very, very difficult to get into any of these special forces. Do you go in day one after basic training and go right into Ranger school, or is there a process before you can become a Ranger?
No, it's a pretty long process. You can go in and ask for a Ranger contract, and that's essentially what I did. They call it the option 40, and they put Ranger in your contract, but there's like a 75% chance that won't even happen. So after basic, we have to go to airborne school. You jump out of planes and all that cool stuff. Graduated basic, went to airborne school. After airborne school, we went to a Ranger selection. About a month long, no days off. And our class size, when I first went there, was like 85. And by the time it was done, only 6 of us graduated. And we had another guy walk on from another class. So 7 total out of almost 100 guys actually made it.
Can you go directly into the Army and say, hey,
wish I had one of them cool European accents. Because that's how you get the chicks. You can walk up to them and say anything. Tell me something. What type of panties are you wearing? Get away from me. Tell me. They're blue. I like that. Take them off. Get away from me. Off. I can't believe I'm there. Gotta have one of them cool European accents. You can't be American. Hey girl, what kind of drawers you got on? Woo! Against the wall. Sexual harassment. Let's go. Wish I had one of them cool European accents. Because that's how you get the chicks.
Most martial artists make a fist they show you even in boxing manuals. Roll the knuckles in the Yama's book, which came out in 1960 from Toto. You lock the thumb over and touch its middle finger. You see the Goju punch? The fist is like this. That's incorrect. Notice the distance between, now these are corporals. You got 8 corporals, 5 metacorporals. These bones right here, okay? Now see the gap between, now these corporals turn into flanges. See this knuckle here, which formed by this flange bone and this metacorpus. See that joint there? See that knuckle joint there? See the gap between those two? Between here and there? The further that gap, the weaker this muscle becomes, okay? So notice when I open my hands up, see how flat that is in there? But when I put these two joints together, see how that pops up? See there?
Yeah.
Okay, so the closer these two knuckles come together, the stronger this part of your wrist right here is going to be. This is where a guy's wrist is weak, right there, okay? And there's a muscle in here called pronator teres. It attaches about here. It comes underneath one of the flexors. It comes across the hand this way. That muscle is designed to rotate the wrist like so. That's what that muscle does. Now, when those muscles are deactivated because you're stretching out too far, make a fist. Hold your hand out like that. What you want to do is wrap your hands is you want to pull these knuckles, these metacorpals tight together and lock them in with these 8 corporal muscles back here. The tighter those bones, the less chance you're going to break one. Now I want to show you something. I want you to make a fist, okay, and let that thumb roll over and touch the middle finger like that. All right, now keep it like that. That's the incorrect way. Hold your fist level like that, and I'm going to try to bend your wrist with one hand. Keep it straight. Don't let me bend. I just want to see how strong the wrist is, okay? Let's just see where we're at here. Now, Roll the hand back over so you remember this. Make the fist again. This time we're going to do it correctly. Watch what it is. If I put the thumb on top of the hand, that pushes all those knuckles together. And see how this is much closer between these two? But that's incorrect because you throw a body punch, you will break your thumb. That's incorrect. So let's go right in the middle. And this flange right here, you got a little, right there with this finger. Look, see right here with this finger. There's a little gap right in there. There's a little gap right in there, right there. See it? I want that little gap to go right against that thing like that. Push it down like so on a 45 degree angle. Now block the thumb down, push it in a 45 degree angle. You see how you fist this now? Look in there. See it? Just a little bit higher so you need to push it more down there. There you go. Right in there, just like that. See it?
I'm curious why we pray. Because like you pray for like safe traveling, or you pray for good grades or for health. Like God already knows if you're gonna get into an accident or not, you know? And so it kind of like questions like if like you do have like free will basically, like the other guy was saying. But then again in the Bible, like God was like, I'm gonna kill all these people, but then Moses was like, no, I got this, I'll handle this. And then God like agreed. So I mean, it like contradicts. Is like, so does God like know every, like, you know what I mean? Like, does God like know the plan, or does God like go with the flow with you, like as you pray?
You ask a very hard question. Why pray? If God is all-knowing, why pray? All right. In our culture, too frequently, prayer is a way to hit the button to get the cosmic bellboy to fetch my bags. You know, I haven't studied for this test, Lord. I sure could use an A. So I'm praying to you for an A. And I sure would like a Mercedes in my driveway when I get home. Signed, Cliff. All right. That's not real prayer. Prayer is not an attempt to get the goody-goodies. Prayer is an attempt to develop intimacy with God. See, according to Christ, the purpose of life is to know God, to love and worship God, and then to love and serve people. So the first purpose of prayer is to get to know God. And that's why when you read the Psalms, you'll notice what a struggle prayer is. Prayer is not, now I lay me down to sleep and pray the Lord my soul to keep. If I should die before I wake, I pray the Lord my soul to take. Amen. Good night. It's not prayer. That's a magical formula, a ritual. Prayer is a real struggle where I, as a human being, am struggling with God in prayer. That's the first point. Second point is, hopefully what I'm learning in prayer is to learn to align my will with God's will. That's Jesus in the Garden of Gethsemane. Father, if it is possible, let this cup pass from me, yet not my will, but your will be done. That's good. I got a good buddy who ends all of his prayers with, not my will, but your will be done. Good. Very good. Thirdly, does God use prayer to bring about his will? Absolutely yes. That's why James writes in James 5, the prayer of a righteous person is powerful and effective. In a way that I don't understand, God uses our prayers to bring about his will, to change events. He uses prayer. Does that mean that God depends upon our prayers? No. God doesn't depend upon our prayers. God does.
I'm curious why we pray. Because like you pray for like safe traveling, or you pray for...
People fuck with what's easy. It's hard to fuck with me. That's why I fuck with myself, because I hold myself accountable.
People fuck with what's easy.
Yeah, they do. See, people say that you hard to deal with because you're not easy to fool.
Right.
Fuck them.
Yeah.
I say it freely because all you can do is all you can do. If I know I did my best, I wasn't fucked up with you, man, fuck you. And that's how I move. People fuck with what's easy. It's hard to fuck with me. That's why I fuck with myself, because